Hi, this is Tracy from Giftbasketappeal, and I'm so excited to bring you this Pringles Can upcycle for the holidays. So let's get started. For this project, I'm going to use my hot glue gun. I'm using this ribbon that I already had in my stash, and I made wreaths with this, but I'm going to take this ribbon and cover this can for the holidays. Then I'm going to fill it with these gorgeous flowers. What I did was I already cut these strips. They're 9.5 to fit around my can. So I'm just going to go ahead and hot glue them right on my can. And this ribbon is perfect because it has a certain thickness to it. And so the coverage is going to be amazing. This ribbon is 2.5 inches in width, so 4 of these will be enough to cover the entire can. So I'm just keeping along this seam. And if you want, you could line it up, but I'm not really too worried about that. So I'm just going to make sure that I start and end in the same place. But if you want to line it up, you can. I'm just trying to make this as easy as possible. And I just want to make sure that this just is completely meeting up so that there's no space in between it. And this really adheres to the can, where I'm only having to really glue it in 2 places, right at the beginning and right at the end. And look, it's already starting to look good. And I noticed that I cut this one just a little bit too long. So all I have to do for that is just cut it down. And this is really adhering, so you can make a bunch of these. You just want to make sure that nothing shows through. And the last one is actually going to overlap just a little bit. And I'm okay with that. If you don't want it to overlap and you want it to fit perfect, just cut it down to size. But I'm not really worried about that. This is one of those quick projects. And it's always nice to have stuff that you can upcycle with things that you have in your stash already. And I'm sure if you looked hard enough, you'd have a bunch of stuff that you can use. Look how cute that looks. Now here's another trick. If you don't want all of that color, if that's too much plaid for you, take some other type of ribbon. I've got the off-white silk, and I've got red. And see, you can kind of change the look just by doing that. And so like the off-white kind of shows through a little bit. So all you have to do about that is just wrap around twice, and then you can't really see through it. That way you have a pretty good coverage on there. Let me know which one you would use. Here's the red. And you know what? I think that looks so gorgeous. That red is really really popping. Would you use the red or would you use the white? No, it's kind of hard to tell there. Let me know in the comments below. I always like to hear from you. Or you can alternate. Here's another idea that you can do. If you want to add a little bit more sparkle, you can take some of this, and it's just so many ideas. I did get this from the Dollar Tree, and it's a sequin ribbon. You can take that and just place it right around here and add a little bit of sparkle to your can. So much you can do. And they also have the half Pringles cans. Those would look nice too. So you can do so much. I think I'm going to maybe go with the red. Although that white does look good. You know what? I'm going to go with the white. Just so that you can see what it looks like. I'm going to wrap that around twice. Okay, so I need a starting point here. And there's a seam right there. You could hardly see it. And the bouquet that I have does have white in it, like an off-white color. I think that would just make it pop with the white ribbon to tie it in. Okay, so that's what I'm doing there. Just cut off those little straggly ends there. And I'm just going right up to the seam where that overlap starts. And I'm wrapping it around once, and then I'm going to go around twice. And if I need to go around a third time, I could do that too. Just have to see how it looks. So much stuff you can do with this. And I'm looking over here, and look. You got the diamond wrap too. So there's so many things. I'm not going to use that, but it's just so much stuff you can do with this. I'm going to end this right at the seam here. And I just overlapped just a little bit. Putting a little dot of glue there. And I better put some right over here too. Just fold that over. Let go of my little strings there. I've got a little bit more glue on there than I wanted to, but it's still holding really good. Oh my goodness, look how cute that is. So that just it just breaks it up a little bit. You could use the red. It's up to you. Now this is super light, so you might want to, if you're going to have it as a table setting, you might want to fill it with a couple of marbles or something to weigh it down so it doesn't fall over. But I've got these flowers, and I just want you to see this. These are my Dollar Tree flowers. And you see why I went with that lighter ribbon? Just dropping everything in there. And I'm not even cutting it. Just dropping it in there. And actually, they can sit even deeper if you want them to. Oops. Just be a little bit more gentler than what I'm doing here. Just want that kind of mixed in there a little bit. And look how pretty that is. And so you can cut the stems down if you want it to be a lot shorter. You can cut it down. But that looks absolutely gorgeous. And it didn't take much time or effort to make it. And that's what we want. We got so much stuff going on during the holidays. We do not want to get caught up not being able to enjoy. So I am really happy with this. I hope you liked it. I hope this inspires you to do something. It doesn't have to be like this. Just make it your own. Or you can do exactly what I did. I'll post pictures at the end, and thanks for joining me. Bye.